What's up, everybody? This is Karen and Ray, so I as the Obsessed Compulsive Gamer of the O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live with Resident Evil 8. Okay, I'm live. Oh yeah, this shit. Okay, I don't see any bugs, so I should be good. Oh shit. Yeah, fuck, I lost some progress. Not a big deal. Thank you for watching, I appreciate you. Uh, my god. No, I'm sorry, 070408. 160, 27, 297. Piece of shit. Shit. Bitch! Shit! God damn it. fucked with the wrong dude! Oh, that's right. I need the yeah. Okay, it's a shorter way back in. That's cool. Oh wait, I didn't. Anxiety, man. Sweet. Oh fuck, here we go. What's up, brah? Nice.
Damn it. Better see the Duke again.
Oh yeah, isn't the well wheel? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay. Some backtracking is in order then, I suppose. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's taken care of. Oh, wait, actually. There's for the lockpick. I got a lockpick, so I might as well open it while I'm here. There's a well here and a well there. And room for another lockpick, but I don't have that. Okay. Let's go talk to the Duke first, anyway. Or head all the way back out to the fallow. Oh shit, wrong way. My bad.
How was it? Did you learn anything?
I found these feathers. Now tell me how to fix this like you said you would.
Settle down. First, you must use that key and collect all of your little roses flasks.
Where are the rest of them?
There are 4 in
God
total.
never give me
You
the
have the
need 'em.
one, and the
God
other
never
lords
give
have
me
the
the need
rest.
'em. God never give me
Lords?
the need 'em.
Mother Miranda is the cold, calculating ruler of this village. 4 lords serve under her. The first you've already met, the Lady Dimitrescu. The second lives deep in a valley of mist, the doll-maker, Donna Beneviento. None of her playmates have ever come back from that dank old estate. The third is Moreau, a being of twisted flesh that lives in the reservoir past the windmills. It is said that he is not the only monster that lives in those waters. The fourth and most dangerous is Heisenberg. He works in his factory on the village outskirts. And the project. Let's just say parts of the human imagination are better left alone. If you truly wish to save your daughter, you must first gather the 4 flasks. I'll do you a personal favor. I've marked the Lord's locations on your map. Some treasures still lurk in this village. I'm sure each one will prove of great use to you.
Why are you doing all this?
Why, it's all part of our first-class customer service. Please do come again soon. Yes, I have you. Find some quality ingredients and bring them to me. Carry on. Thank you. Now to cook. Apologies for the wait. Here's your share. To think such a dish could be had in this winter-bound frontier. Splendid. Do you know its worth?
Okay.
One of my most popular items. Yes, I can see why you'd be interested in that. Pay me no mind. Have a wonderful adventure.
Oh, it's great. Water wheel weapon. Maestros collection. Fucking hell, let's go back to the plot. Oh, that's terrific. Shit. God, I can't leave my fucking drink unattended for 30 seconds. I swear to God. I just put it in my lap. Ooh, fucking shit. I still hear him fucking going. What's up, brah? Fucking anxiety. Oh, that's right. I have to go to the other house to get that. That's my bad. Oh, 3 pipe bombs. Nice. And then this. Oh, okay. Water wheel weapon. Just collect it. Okay. Nice. Oh, hey, and there's a fucking lockpick here. That's dope. Okay, I gotta go around, I guess. Okay, I hear a goat, but I'm not seeing it. What the fuck? They trying to get my goat. See what I did there? Okay, water wheel weapon. I don't think I can get back there, but let me see. Oh, isn't that the guy with the loon key? Yeah, it is. Okay, I can't do that yet. And then, no, that's the maestro. Okay. Let me see. I need to get around there anyway, so I can. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, Rhea. Honestly, you know, I've been replaying RE8, and I forgot how much I really liked the central hub in this game, actually. I think this is one of my favorite examples of backtracking in the entire series. It almost feels like a Metroidvania. And it's going okay, because it's just the way you have this big-ass hub, and you just keep coming back to it with more and more shit I love. And I honestly think it's some of the best design in the series. And instead of just being keys, it's actually new tools. Like, keys are fine, but it's like, my aunt's doing okay, my dad is holding. He came back from the hospital because they told him that, yes, there's clearly something wrong with his heart, but it's not something that's going to kill him right now. Of course, they would say that. And he has a cardiologist appointment on Tuesday to do more extensive tests, so he's just got to make it until then. My aunt is talking and all that, and I've got to go up there tomorrow to give her phone and shit, so she has something to do at the hospital. And yeah, we're getting a new surgeon because the fucking other surgeon actually just straight up reiterated. He says he doesn't feel comfortable doing the surgery because he just doesn't think her life is worth preserving. That's some fucking bullshit. I mean, I'm glad he just straight up said it, but like, I still feel like that should be against the law. You can't just say, hey, I'm not going to do the surgery because I think this person doesn't deserve to live. That's fucking wild. But hey, at least we're getting another surgeon who hopefully is not a huge fucking chode. God, I can't even believe that. Like, that just fills me with so much anger. And the worst part is, okay, if you want to get her, if you want to get my aunt and say, well, she's obese, okay, cool, she is obese. She's pretty big. Can't lie about that. She is. But then, you know, you fucking... talking about her mental state is literally making fun of her for being retarded. And I say, once again, let me clarify, she actually is mentally retarded. And that's not something she can fucking help. It would be like refusing to do surgery on somebody who has Down syndrome. Like, well, I don't know if I should do the surgery because, you know, she's just they're mentally retarded. It's like, you wouldn't see somebody doing that, you know what I mean? Yeah, everyone deserves a fair chance. And it's not their fucking job to decide anyway, remember? Like, their job is to give the best medical care to whoever comes in there. Yeah, I'm sure they would, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not their purview to decide who lives and who dies and who's worthy of surgery. Like, that's not what doctors do. You have to treat everybody. That's, like, part of the fucking Hippocratic Oath. So that just really pissed me off. But at least now we get another surgeon. I would want him to do the surgery on her anyway now, knowing that he probably wouldn't do everything he could to help her. Or might sabotage her, so fuck him. That piece of shit better hope I never fucking run into him. I know his fucking name, too. Pow! Yeah, so, you know, my dad is still, he's okay-ish. He's still not well, but he's hanging in there, and we're just hoping that we can get him to the actual heart doctor and see what's going on. Yeah. I do too, it looks really good. I played the demo and I thought it was great.
Well then, feel free to peruse. Pay me no mind.
Yeah, it does. That is true. Okay. Let me see. Juicy game, meat. I'll have to wait. Okay, let's see.
I'm skilled at all sorts of weapons modifications, and will do them for a small fee. Thank you for your patronage.
Yeah, they often don't. It's kind of fucked up. But no, I really do love the design of this. I really do love the design of this hub a lot. Where it's you keep coming back here and you're constantly unlocking new stuff, and it's not just here's a new key. I mean, partly that, but it's like new ways to traverse. Like, hey, we have a boat to go through the waterways. Hey, you have a water wheel to spin the well. Hey, you have a gear ship to turn, cranks. And then the shifting time of day. I really do think this is some of the best environmental design. I'm not even talking about the lore, the area, the atmosphere. Although I like the atmosphere in Village, I'm talking about in terms of the sheer design. It's really well designed, with you constantly looping back and finding new areas. I mean, Seven's Hub isn't bad, but it's basically just a yard with a trailer in it. It's kind of bare bones. And I really like the fact that they have actual side quests worth doing in this game. That give you big rewards, like hunting down the shit. It's good. You know what, actually, hold on. I'm also really excited that Far Cry 3 is getting a 60 FPS patch. I'm waiting for that for ages. I'm probably going to replay it and get the platinum. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's just very meticulously designed is what I mean. The Village, it's very intricate. And the way it laps and overlaps. And, has new areas coming around, I think it's just really good. It's a very good design, I think. and it's basically kind of what I think they're going for, because they've been going towards bigger areas like this for a while now, and I think that's what RE9 is going to be, what the hubs are going to be. That it's not going to be like one massive open world. That it's going to be hubs like Village, but multiple ones scattered around. Because like if you look, they've been experimenting with a hub. This team from the beginning, RE7. 2 doesn't even really have a hub. Not really. But no, like 7 had the yard hub that was openish. 8 had this village, and then RE4 added sections that were almost like little sandboxes. They took the lake with the boat and added a bunch of new areas to explore off the beaten path. That was really cool. And then there's a part in the castle where you can do multiple levels in any order when you get to the central hall in the castle. That was really cool. So it seems like they've been dipping their foot in that, and I think that's what it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like, massive open world. I just think it's going to be multiple hubs, like the village. Which I'm fine with, honestly. I think it looks great. I'm really excited for 9.
What?
Ethan, come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
Mia? What's going on?
Yeah.
Rose feels different. Ethan, you have to fix her.
What the hell is this?
I also really like,
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose.
I also like how they're doing a cityscape in 9. They haven't done like a full-on cityscape like this in a classic RE game or a horror game since 3, where you explored like downtown Raccoon City. You know what I mean? Well, 6. I mean, 6 you explore China, but I'm not counting 6 because fuck 6. But I'm saying like they haven't done like actual full-on city in a long time, so I'm excited for that as well.
Am I losing it?
Yeah, no, they do change up the style quite a bit, I agree. 9 has kind of a noir vibe going on. It almost, some of the trailers struck me as almost like Condemned Criminal Origins a little bit, because it was like Rain Slick Streets crime scene, anywhere USA, like very 7-ish. You know what I mean? Where it's got a vaguely American anywhere kind of vibe, like a dark, grungy city that could be anywhere, in America, which I like. So, yeah, they definitely have been tweaking the vibe. And they have some cool use of colors. I really like seeing, like, you could see Leon walking around the city street, or Grace, and you can see, like, it's dark and kind of desaturated, but then you have, like, neon lights and stuff. I like stuff like that. I'm looking forward to 9. Yeah, and it honestly looks like with 9, they're trying to bridge the gap between the 2 different sections of Resident Evil, because since RE7, there's been 2 different sections of Resident Evil. You had the first person, at least to start with, Resident Evil games, and that are new, 7 and 8, and then you've had the remakes of the third-person games with a different team, and 2 and 4 were done by them, and then 3 was done by whatever, but still, and it kind of feels like they are trying to intersect those 2 together, the team from 7 and 8, with the design mentality of a lot of, the remakes. Like, it feels like they're trying to, like, this is the junction. Especially since, it literally brings back Raccoon City from 2 and 3 remake. So, and I think that's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, plus it does seem like they're trying to appease both parts of the fan base. Especially with first and third person. Give up your memories.
What's going on?
Yeah. I think his gameplay looks phenomenal, actually. I'm just interested to see how they're going to handle his gameplay in first person, because his looks kind of built around third person and very dynamic and agile, flipping and shit, and that's going to be hard to pull off in first person. So I'm interested to see that. I also like how his axe works the same as his knife in RE4. It has limited durability, but now you can buy or craft sharpening stones to use them in real time to sharpen his blade, which I think is cool. I mean, I would never... I mean, he's still super acrobatic. It's just his style. It always has been. He's always been the agile one. Yeah. I was surprised by how graphic his violence are, though. Fucking stomping people's head off. And then they're saying that, like, oh, no, you think that Leon's old? Like, nah. He's actually super, they said he's in his prime. It's like, okay, he's 50, but alright. And it looks like they're keeping the elements of stealth, too, which I think is good. I actually really liked how they did that in RE4 Remake. How they actually, kept... How they had elements of stealth. It wasn't a stealth game, but you could, thin out enemy herds before getting down to business by crouching around with the knife. I thought that was really fun addition. And it seems like Leon can take down people, but it seems like Grace will especially need all stealth. Yeah. I think 9 looks great. I'm probably going to go all out and get the deluxe version. I don't normally spring for the deluxe version, but, honestly, I like Resident Evil so much that I might as well. And you get a lot of cool stuff. You get Resident Evil 6 outfit for Leon, a Resident Evil 4 outfit, and then Grace gets a Lady Dimitrescu outfit, which I think is a cool, and some other shit. So I think it's a pretty decent pre-order thing, or not deluxe thing, not pre-order. I'm also interested to see the Mercenaries mode, because they've confirmed that Mercenaries mode is in the game. And with how good the gameplay in 9 looks, I think I could spend a lot of time in Mercenaries mode. I mean, I hope the puzzles are good, but I'm not like super duper looking forward to it. It's like the way I view puzzles in Resident Evil is like plot and porn. Like, it's, you know, it's nice when you have it, but it's not what you're there for. Like, I've never thought to myself, man, I need a really good puzzle in Resident Evil. I mean, yeah, it'd be weird, but I'm saying, like, it's not the focus. Like, if they have some good puzzles, okay. But I'm not, like, it's not what I'm, like, super looking after. I don't ever think, when I get excited for a new Resident Evil game, I'm not like, man, I can't wait to see this puzzle. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine when they're there. I appreciate them, but it's not, like, the point. You know what I mean? That makes sense? And that's not to denigrate. That's not to denigrate. Yeah, that's another thing, yeah. Because if the puzzles are too much, then it just kills the pace. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there for a fucking hour. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, like in Resident Evil 4, I always hate, in the original 4, when you get to the fucking, puzzle with the, sliding blocks, because that is the puzzle I struggle with the most in 4, and it's the one that takes the longest, and it always brings the pace to a fucking crawl. Yeah. Well, 4 Remake had some good puzzles too. Actually. Nothing mind-blowing, but definitely good.
I've been waiting for so long. I'd make a much better daughter than Rose. Please, won't you stay with me forever?
What?
This part actually freaked me the fuck out.
Where's my gun?
I honestly do think this is one of the scariest sequences in the entire series. And I mean, it's not just the baby. Of course, the baby is fucked up and creepy. But it's the whole build-up that I think makes this awesome. The slow suspense, that they don't just drop that shit on you right away. You're hearing the audio tape, you're coming to the valley, you're looking for enemies. Why am I not being ambushed by enemies? You're in the house. Where are the enemies? Yeah, well, Rhea, you have a weird thing, you know, like, because you have schizophrenia, I think you're immune to a lot of the scares and anything. You already see a lot of fucked up shit. And that's not disparaging you. I'm saying it's weird shit that gets to you. But I think it's the buildup that does this justice. Like, you're waiting for enemies in the valley. You're waiting for enemies in the house. Then they take away your guns. You're like, oh, shit. You're turning the record. You're solving puzzles. Like, it's the slow turning of the screws that makes this work. Like, the baby is cool, but if it was just the baby out of nowhere, it's that sense of them, like, you're in a pressure cooker. You know what I'm saying? And to have a section of the game like this, with no combat, took a lot of guts, because, you know, a lot of fans would have just said, what, we're gonna have a chunk of the game with no combat? So, like, they really stuck to their guns on that one. And it's not often they have a big chunk of any Resident Evil game without a lot of combat. Honestly. just like this, like opening up the mannequin and examining its body and shit, I thought was fucking creepy. Yeah. Like this, I thought this was really effective. This honestly freaked me out just as much as the baby shit, like having to like examine what is clearly meant to be a stand-in for his dead wife and pull apart the different pieces. Honestly, is low-key fucking effective. And that's what I'm saying. I admire their courage. She's like, yeah, we're just gonna have a section that doesn't have dialogue. Or, I'm sorry, combat. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's such a shame, too. I know a lot of people that missed Anima. Because you had to go to a specific place to unlock that. And you can go the whole game. And that was sad. Because that's actually one of the best parts of the game, I think. She's super creepy. Sebastian! Her being able to pop up in the open world after you find her in that quest to actually hunt you was fucking insane. And then, like, seeing, like, the areas from the first game return. And then, like, the payoff getting his fucking Magnum from the first game was super cool. And, like, that, I know a lot of people who played the Evil Within 2 didn't get that quest, and it sucks because it's one of the best payoffs in the entire game. But that's the thing. When you make good side quests in games, you have to reckon with the fact that you're making something awesome in a game that you might never, people might never see. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the catch-22. It's like, you want to make good side quests that are worth doing, but then it's like, man, I'm going to all this effort to make a side quest that a lot of people won't see. But it's just one of those things you have to deal with about side quests, you know what I mean? So, and people who do play it appreciate it there. Like, the Dead Space remake. I don't know if you ever got to play that. I would strongly recommend it. Yeah, exactly. But they added a bunch. They added a bunch of optional side quests in the Dead Space remake that are fucking amazing. Like, the side quests in the Dead Space remake actually changed the entire story context of the whole series. They're that fucking good. Like, they're like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, like, it'd be a damn shame for anyone to play that game and miss them. 'Cause they're good.
Whoa! That's a kid! Can you believe it? She's so
Yeah, Ill does look really, really good. I just hope it's not one of those too good to be true kind of things, you know what I mean? Because it's made by an unknown team with a smaller budget, so it looks really fucking great for a thing like that, you know what I mean? I've been burned too many times before. Yeah, it's just I've bought into the hype too many times, you know, and got fucked. So I'm just like, I'll wait until I see it, and it's got no concrete release date either. So it's hard for me to get excited about a game when it doesn't even have a release window. It's not even like, well, this year. That's fair, yeah. Transparency is always a good sign. Zero 05-29-11. Yeah, it's just hard for me to get excited about a game until it has like a concrete window, you know what I mean? Because it could come whenever. Like, I need like a firm window to expect it before I can start getting excited, really. That's just how my brain works. And getting excited about a game when it's too far away is a really good way to drive yourself crazy, and for me it is anyway. Yeah. It looks like they might shadow drop the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, which I think is fucking awesome. I'm really excited for that. I think they're gonna nail it. I think people have the wrong idea, honestly, this whole time. They assumed that, like, when they saw the first trailers of the Sands of Time remake back in 2020, they thought that it was like lower budget because Ubisoft didn't care and they were trying to phone it in. That's not what it was. They gave Ubisoft India got the chance to pick their own first game, and they were told, "Okay, you've proved yourself as a support studio. We're now going to let you make your own game." And they chose to do a remake of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, even knowing that it would have a smaller budget because Sands of Time is set in India, so they were all really passionate about it. And so to people, it was like, oh, they can't care about Prince of Persia. They're just lowballing it. And it wasn't like that. It was like they let them choose with the budget constraints, and they decided they wanted to go for it anyway. But you know what I mean? It's not like the consensus was, well, they just don't care about Prince of Persia, and it wasn't like that, is what I mean. And, yeah, I did. And then they went dark, and they've just been keeping it to themselves, which I think was really good after the disastrous reception. I think it's really good that they, yeah, not a lot of games take place in India. That's very true. They did the right thing, and they've kept it to their chest. So people are like, "Oh, we haven't heard about it. We haven't heard about it. We haven't heard about it. We haven't heard about it because they restarted it all. They're like, okay, people really want a good Prince of Persia remake, a high budget. So they brought back in Ubisoft Montreal, the team that originally made it, because this was Ubisoft India. And then they went quiet because they're like, we're going to show people when it's ready. So the current rumor is that it's going to be a shadow dropped because the game has literally been in development now. The new version has been in development for 5 years. They rebooted it back in 2020, late 2020, 2021. So it's been 5-6 years been in development. So I think they're going to try to copy. I think they're going to try and copy Oblivion Remastered and just drop it close to launch. Probably not drop it same day, but I think they're going to drop it like a week prior. They're going to say, oh, hey, look. They've already filed the trademark. They are now updating the website. Yeah. They've already updated the website. People have checked. I really do think it's coming, and it's been in development for 5-6 years, the new version, so I think it's mostly done now. I honestly do. I don't think we're going to have to wait very much longer for it. And I think it will be faithful. They got Yuri Lowenthal. I mean, I think it will be good. Honestly. They got Yuri Lowenthal back to voice the Prince. He's the classic actor that made the Prince's voiceover so good, and they got him to do full mocap and shit. Because obviously mocap didn't exist. So, that to me is a good sign. Because it means that at the very least they are familiar with the fan base. Because, you know, they replaced Yuri in The Warrior Within, and I like The Warrior Within, but no, the new actor they got for the Prince just didn't fit him. And that's why they brought him back to the Two Thrones and the Forgotten Sands. Yuri Lowenthal is the Prince. So the fact that they tracked him down and got him to come back and do all kinds of motion capture with like a full suit and all that shows that they listened and cared and got people back. It's a good sign. So, and they just need to modernize the gameplay. Modernize the parkour. Modernize the combat. Combat was the weakest part of Sands of Time anyway. It's what needs the most work. And you're good to go. They don't need to change the story dramatically. I mean, I'm sure they're going to add new scenes. I'm sure they're recording new dialogue. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, he was Sasuke. I keep forgetting about that. My introduction to him was the Prince. Because I played Sands of Time when I was a kid, and I was blown away. I loved it then. And he was such a big part of that, you know, time is a river. Or, I'm sorry, time is an ocean. And now he's fucking Spider-Man. So he really moved up in the world. Which I think is great. But just the fact they got him back gives me confidence. And it looks like they're remaking Black Flag too. Why, I don't know. I guess it's a sure thing because it's the most popular Assassin's Creed. It's one of the most popular Assassin's Creed games, but it's just like on paper I understand that decision because it is the most I think it actually might still be the best-selling Assassin's Creed game of all time, which is crazy to me, but whatever. But it's just... Yeah, exactly. Fucking Spider-Man, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of 4. I think it's a bad Assassin's Creed game. You know that. I think it's a good Pirates game, bad Assassin's Creed game. I stand by that. My feelings have never changed. But it is one of the best-selling games. Like, it's in the top 3 best-selling Assassin's Creed games ever. So I can understand why, from like a shareholder point of view, they would be like, oh, which Assassin's Creed game are we going to remake? And the thought is Black Flag, you know what I mean? Like, on paper, I get it. But it's just like, of all the fucking Assassin's Creed games you could have remade. And you choose Black Flag, man. Remake Assassin's Creed 1. It needs it. 2, for God's sake. That's the fan favorite. I wouldn't say that. Odyssey still feels like a proper Assassin's Creed game to me. Especially because it ties in. It actually has a connection to lore. It basically is the Templars' origin story. That's fair. But like I said, when you think about it that way, it still feels like an Assassin's Creed game because it's basically the setup for the Templars. And it makes sense because Origins is the origins for the Assassins. Of course, you have to play through a good chunk of Odyssey to figure that out. But it has a place in the series, at least. Like, you could pretty much remove Black Flag from the canon. I disagree. I mean, bloated maybe a little bit. I really like Odyssey. A lot. I think Odyssey is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, honestly. And you're still actually doing, like, classic Assassin's Creed stuff in Odyssey, and they don't force the shit on you. I don't mind using the boat to travel in Black Flag. That's not what bothered me. It was the fact that I would want to continue the main story in Black Flag, and they would stop me and say, hey, no, I know you want to continue the main story, but we're going to have you have to grind out your ship to level it up before you can continue, bro. That's what fucking bothered me. Like, just having your ship to travel, you can have a ship in an Assassin's Creed game, and it still be an Assassin's Creed game on the water, having water. But it was like, literally, I can't continue the main story because they deem that my ship isn't high enough level, so now I've got to go grind out fucking, shit, you know? No, that's fair. That wasn't really a problem to me because you have the fucking Spirulinitis. It is a hidden blade and all but name. But yeah, I can see that. It even looks like a hidden blade. That was deliberate. But in general, I like Odyssey a hell of a lot more than Black Flag. Not to mention the abundance of fucking tailing missions in Black Flag. They got so fucking carried away with the daily missions.
I can't do anything but this.
Which is ridiculous. I see that. But it has a solid presence. Of assassins. And you have a hidden blade. And you can pretty much play it sneaky. It's kind of like, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Nawe isn't technically an assassin for much of Shadows, but it still feels like an Assassin's Creed game. Like, she spends a good, 80% of Shadow's story as kind of like a free agent who's going around killing people, but she's not technically an assassin. Even Ezio, who I love Ezio, he's not Ezio is not an assassin, officially an assassin until almost the very end of Assassin's Creed 2. Like, it's like literally like sequence 10 out of like 12 that Ezio officially becomes an assassin, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter because he's doing assassin shit. It doesn't matter if he has the official title. But I'm saying, like, technically, we're, like, talking about, like, being an official recognized order. Yeah. That's fair. Like I said. Yeah, that's another thing. That's a problem with Black Flag. They really did Edward a disservice. I understand the whole point is he's supposed to be an asshole at first. He's a brigand. He's a pirate, and he's supposed to become an assassin. But, like, the problem is they don't do the payoff enough. Okay? Like, it feels like when he finally stops being a douchebag, the game is over. Like, 90% of the game is like, hey, I should be a dick. Hey, I should be a dick. And then he's at the end of the game, it's like, hey, I shouldn't be a dick. And the credits roll. It's like, if you had him having a change of heart, like, let's say if you had him having a change of heart, like, halfway through, okay, that would have worked. You see him being an asshole, then you actually see him not being an asshole. But it comes in so late that it's like they might not even bother. I think maybe they were afraid that, like, if he didn't act pirate enough, people would get into it. Because once again, that was their priorities. It wasn't making an Assassin's game, it was making a pirate game. That's the problem. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Yes, yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, he spends the first chunk of Days Gone being a kind of a dick. But that's because he's been living on his own and he's lost all hope. And over the course of the game, he gradually finds hope. And then kind of graduates into a leader with the whole community rallying around him, whereas before he just kind of gave up on everybody. Oh, okay. This tells me the thing. My bad. Rose's best friend. That's the Teddy. Fairy tale book. Most important thing in the world does Rose. Wedding gift from Grandma. Music box. Okay. Okay, so we do Monkey first. Yeah, there's a reason why people actually liked Adewale more than fucking Edward, and Adewale became like a favorite fan character because Adewale is actually super cool and memorable and has a good character arc. You know it's bad when the supporting character is the fan favorite. Okay, Village of Shadows. Yeah. And I think also another part of that is they had a book they made, a novel about Edward. Uh, and, well, it was about Edward and Haytham. Before they even did him in Black Flag, they made a book about it. And it shows Edward living in the countryside, being an assassin, doing all that stuff. And then Haytham having to take on his role. And that book shows him being a good guy. So that book was officially canon. So I think they were also had their hands tied because they were like, well, we don't want to fuck with the book if we make him too good now. But then it's like, why would you make such a pivotal moment like that in a fucking extenuating lore? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you know, it's one. I'm all for supplementary novels. They can be done right. Halo has a bunch of really good canon novels, but you don't include like major plot developments, like main characters, in supplementary fucking material. But they were the book came out before the game, and Ubisoft said it was canon, so I think the developers' hands were tied. So that's not on the developer, that's more, you know. And then if you knew they were going to do a game with Edward, why would you even fucking do that? You know what I mean? And, like, tie yourself up with that. If anything, they should, like, yeah. If anything, the book should have had been written around the game, not the other way around. Game is your main thing, okay? Like, your game is your main source of revenue, okay? The books are good. They're not going to bring in the major money. That's what I mean. Like, the game should take precedence in the game series. Yeah, pretty much, honestly. I'm trying to think of a single protagonist that I like Edward more than. I can't think of any. I think he might be my least favorite character in the whole series. Yeah, the Fry siblings, yeah, I agree. Jacob is really cool, too. And they actually handled Jacob being bisexual and having a romance with a man really well. With grace. But yeah, their relationship was good. Their dynamic was good. I'm a twin, so it's cool to see the representation. But no, like, honestly, I think he really is at the bottom of the heap. If I had to think of all the assassins, I can't think of a single one that I like more than Edward. Or less. I'm sorry, less. Like, I like Aveline more. I like, Connor more, Ezio more, Altair more, Arno. I liked him a lot in Unity, the Fry Twins. Basim, is great in Mirage. He's kind of a dick in Valhalla, but that's the point. In Mirage, he's great. Nawe is great. Even characters who are not assassins, like Shay. He may be a Templar. He's a really good written character. And actually, it's kind of sad, too, because now that I think about it, Shay is how they should have done fucking Edward. Some people were actually upset when Rogue came out because they thought you'd be a Templar right away. They actually take the time and show his gradual transformation from assassin to Templar. He doesn't just wake up and say, oh, I'm evil now. Like, the game actually makes it convincing how he goes from one place to the other. Like, if they had done Edward like that in reverse, it would have been fine. Right? Yeah, because, I mean, ultimately, like, Edward's just a dick. And, like, if you're gonna have a redemption arc, you need a redemption. You can't just put in, like, 1 minute at the end of the game, like, oh, no, it's all good now, guys. You gotta earn that shit. Yeah. And fuck, dude, they even hide some of that, too. Because, like, later on in the game, they do kind of show you why he wanted money so badly. Because he was dirt poor and treated like a piece of shit. And I'm like, man, if they actually showed this earlier on in the game instead of, like, near the fucking end, maybe I would have liked Edward more. I get what they were trying to do, I just think it was bad execution. Oh, and you know, hot take. Dude, even fucking, even, the supporting characters. Oh my god, yeah. It has the worst modern day in the entire series. Fucking bar none. The worst modern day in the series. Fucking bar none. I'm pretty sure they already said, according to leaks, there won't be any modern day. And it's crazy to me because everybody's like, oh, Desmond sucks. I'm like, okay, I like Desmond, but even if you don't like Desmond, we can agree he was better than this. You know, and it was just like the worst type of referential humor. Like, I felt like they were sitting there, like, sucking each other's dicks. Ubisoft, oh, we're so meta. We're so clever. You're basically walking around Ubisoft. The Ubisoft, Abstergo's really Ubisoft guy. No, okay. No. No, fuck you. The only cool thing that game fucking did was tie into Watch Dogs. I thought that was really cool. That in fucking Black Flag, you see an Abstergo employee, the director, and then in Watch Dogs, an optional assassin mission is to kill him, and then in Assassin's Creed Rogue, they reference he's dead. Yeah, don't get me started with that. Whoever thought that was a good idea needs to be fucking shot. Oh yeah, the gameplay is spinning around an orb with a tablet. Especially because, you know, like, when they killed Desmond, it felt like Desmond's shit was finally getting good. Like, you know, maybe I can understand people not liking Desmond to begin with, because in the first Assassin's Creed game, he's just in a captive, he's talking to Lucy and Victor. So I can understand why people may not have liked Desmond right away. Because the goal is he's supposed to start out useless. But by the time you get to Assassin's Creed 3, he's going on full fucking assassin missions. You're going to fucking Brazil and go infiltrating a soccer stadium. You're fucking jumping off a skyscraper in New York. It's like, man, we went from like full modern day assassin missions to walking around a fucking office with a tablet. Like, what happened, man? It's like you couldn't have like stretched out Desmond's death for a couple of games so we could get some good modern day. It's like right when the modern day was starting to get really good, just nope. Now you just get shit. Like, come on. Yeah. Shit. Trying to figure out. It's just fucked, man. It's fucked. And I also feel like Ubisoft misled people in the marketing. because I remember them being like, oh, there are all these islands that you can freely explore without any loading screens. Okay? And that makes it seem like the vast majority of the world is going to be without loading screens. But the truth of the matter is, yeah, there's islands in the Black Flag that you can explore without loading. They're so fucking tiny. Any island that has major shit in it, it has to load in before you get into it. Fuck, I forgot what I was supposed to be doing here. Hold on. Silver key. Wedding ring. There's a... And it also pisses me off because, honestly, they made a big deal about the fact that it has 3 cities. They're like, oh, we haven't had 3 cities since Assassin's Creed 2. So I'm like, okay. But they're like, oh, we have 3 cities now. But, oh, there's the... I'm so dumb. Oh, well, shit happens. The only good city in Black Flag is Havana. I really like that city, actually. I thought that was the perfect setting for an Assassin's Creed game. The buildings were good, the Spanish architecture. And I really liked Havana. But then the 2 other cities are like little shanty towns.
Please, Ethan, listen to me. I didn't want to keep it from you.
Mia?
I didn't want to lose you again. I didn't want to destroy this family.
You know what I mean? Like, there's Kingston, which is just a couple of windmills and stuff. It feels like a town. And then there's Nassau, which is just literally, it's the pirate kingdom, but it's just a couple of wooden shacks.
Mia, what are you talking about?
I love you both so much. I had to do it.
So it just felt like Black Flag only has really one city. And you know, honestly, I liked Havana as much. I honestly would have rather it if they just did that. And just did Havana. Than those 2 other cities that just suck. Mesaf was a bigger fucking city. Oh my god. But at least with Havana, it was a cool setting. Oh, that's right. Never mind. I have to loop back and use the scissors on the bandages. That's my bad. I do like Black Flag. I'm not going to say I don't. It is a good pirate game. I understand why people like it. Okay, there isn't a whole lot of good pirate games, and I know that people have been desiring a good pirate game. So I get that level. It made some good improvements to the series, like them finally making, they finally make it so, fast travel viewpoints are fast travel points. I honestly thought that was, like, why is this done sooner? That is, like, the most elegant solution. That became the standard for future games. I like the weapon setup. They improved, like, some of the hiding and stuff, you know. The sea shanties are fucking awesome. I don't think anybody can say the soundtrack for Black Flag wasn't awesome. Like, I think the soundtrack for Black Flag is phenomenal. What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor? Way high in the morning. Way high up she rises, way high up she rises. It's great. I do like Black Flag, you know. Actually, we don't know the extent of how much they're remaking Black Flag. We don't know. Yeah. Because we know it's a remake. That much has already been clear. It's not a remaster. It is a full remake. But we don't know if they're leaving the world the same and the story the same, or if they're making adjustments. Because, you know, honestly, if they're going further than just remaking it graphically, if they're reimagining a lot of stuff, they actually could fix a lot of those issues. Not gonna lie. They could add more to the story to make Edward less of a fucking douche. That would fix a major issue. They could remove the fucking tailing missions. They could add more substantial islands. With better exploration, they could bump up the 2 other cities to feel like fucking cities. So, if they do that, it might actually turn my opinion around on it. But we don't know. It could just be a straight graphical remake and they leave the story untouched. We don't know. So I guess we'll have to see. If they actually, fix the shortcomings, then I'll be a lot more on board with it. They've also said they're well into production on the Splinter Cell remake, and they've already said they're keeping it the same. Yeah, that is true. You couldn't freely crouch until fucking Unity. Yeah, that was fucking weird. Well, at the very least, I hope they do a bunch of quality of life features like that. We can hope. Yeah, okay, so the right eye is the bird. Yeah. Well, I understand why they had no crouching in the first game. You know, because it was about, it was hiding in plain sight. But then they got into, Assassin's Creed 3 where you're hiding in bushes anyway, so just give us a fucking crouch button, dog. Stop. Well, it actually made sense. In Assassin's Creed 1, it made sense because they were dressed like the priests. You know what I mean? They looked like the priests. That was the only game where it actually made sense. Okay, it's the bird to the right. Okay. So, you would actually blend in with the scholars and you wouldn't tell. And then they just kept it because it was iconic. But yeah. I can understand why they didn't have that there in Assassin's Creed 1 because it was hiding in plain sight, but yeah. Once they got to where you're hiding in underbrushes and shit with Assassin's Creed 3, just let us crouch. So I'm going to reserve judgment on the Black Flag remake until I see the extent of what it's doing. If they're just leaving everything as it is... Yeah. If they're just leaving it as it is, but improving the graphics, I probably won't be interested in it. Because it's just a fundamentally flawed game, but prettier. But if they actually fix the flaws, beef up the shit, I actually would be interested in it. So we'll have to see the extent of which they're remaking it. At the very least, though, I'm excited for Sands of Time remake. Because literally, if they just kept the story the same as the Sands of Time, and they bumped up the gameplay, I would be fine with that. The story in Sands of Time was fucking perfect. You modernize the parkour and you modernize the combat, and I'm good to go. I don't need the story changed. The story is for Sands of Time is perfect. The dynamic with the prince, the Vizier, his relationship with Farah, the story hasn't aged at all. It's the parkour that feels rough now, and the combat that feels really aged. So, I don't need them to change the story in that one. That's what I mean. If you just give me a prettier Sands of Time with updated gameplay, I'm good. We're fine. That's what, you know what I mean? And in fact, I'm worried about them fucking with it too much.
It'll be fine.
I'm afraid they'll try to make Farah a typical independent female and ruin the whole dynamic. So I would actually prefer they leave the story alone.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, of course.
It'll be fine.
But you know what I mean. It would be too tempting with today's fucking SJW bullshit to fuck that up. Yeah. And honestly, she was terrifically strong and independent there. She's not a bitch. She's not, helpless. She's your partner, and you literally need her throughout the entire game. She was just the right amount of well done. She was not a damsel in distress in that fucking game. Yeah, they basically turned her into a fucking girl boss. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that, Rhea, because that is exactly what I'm afraid is going to happen to Farah in a remake. If they fuck with the story. So, like, if it was up to me, update the gameplay, update the combat, even upgrade the even upgrade the size of the environments. Like, you can have bigger areas with more to explore. Just leave the story the way it is. I do not need them Princess Peaching Farah. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, why fucking... Why would you fucking cast Chris Pratt as Mario? I like Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt. He's not fucking Mario. And the sad thing about that is, I actually think a lot of the casting for the movie was spot on. Charlie Day as Luigi, he fit Luigi. Uh, uh, oh fuck, what's her name? The chick from The Visitor, not the from Split. Oh my god, what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Fuck, I actually really like her as an actress. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look her up. It's Anna something. I'm not talking about her role. Like, her voice actress fit Peach. That was clearly a writing problem. The actual actress they picked for Peach was good. Jack Black as Bowser, not Haley Lou. Jack Black as Bowser, great. Bowser's always been evil but silly and mischievous and ha 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 and a corn dog. Anna Taylor-Joy, she fit. Her voice was fine. The actress was fine. You know what I mean? It was the writing. So I thought most of the casting in the movie was good. Oh, hey. Yeah, well, I think it's because Charles Martinet retired. He's no longer voice of Mario anymore. He's more of he does press tours and publicity. They made him a Mario ambassador, which is basically just letting him retire, which I understand. He's like 70, 80 years old. I understand if he wasn't doing that. He voiced Mario and everything. When you think about the sheer amount of voice roles that Charles Martinet had to do for Mario, that man was constantly working. Like, he really was. So I can understand why Charles Martinet wasn't in it, because he probably already had his hands full and he was retired. But they could have found somebody better than Chris Pratt. They fucking could have. Well, yeah, that's true. They actually, I've heard the new guy is good. The new game actor for Mario. He first played Mario in Super Mario Wonder. I haven't played Wonder. I need to. It looks pretty good. But it looked good. And people said he sounds good. So the guy they picked for the new game actor for Mario is good. So they could have just got him. He's like 25. Like, he has done like pretty much nothing else with his career. Like, they picked an unknown to be Mario. So why not just get him? Yeah, that's true, but like, they could have found a better actor for Mario 2 Celebrity. Are you telling me that Chris Pratt is the only celebrity? There's plenty of celebrities that would have done a better fucking Mario. Hell, fuck, have Charlie Day do Mario and Luigi. Right? That's funny. Hey guys, it's me, Kirby. I've never thought about what Kirby should sound like. I've never given much thought to what his voice should sound like.
Don't leave. I can't let you.
You're still alive, huh? You better try to be cool before my friends murder you! TikTok! Your life song alive.
Wait!
What, does Kirby not have a fucking gender?
Try
I
and
thought
find me.
Kirby was a dude. But in America, he's a guy. Shit. That's kind of weird.
Everything would be better if Rose wasn't born.
Fucking monster.
You're a fucking Pink's Feria. Ta. That's funny. Where's that bitch?
You do this to Rose, too.
I also find this to be fucking disturbing as well. The shit with the dolls and the fucking countdown ticking down to you dying actually does kind of fuck me up. Shit. Yeah, I guess that's just not what this was, though. This fits the theme they were going for, I think. To me, anyway. Oh, where's that bitch? There she is. Fuck you!
We're never going to get out of here. Stupid idiot! What are you doing to my cute friends?
It's over.
Like, man, I sure fucking hope so.
Mia, I'll make things right. What? Good. Anything
Yeah,
around this place?
they were trying to avoid combat with this section, though.
So that's who was behind all this? That makes two.
To me, it felt like the culmination of this. They didn't do combat for this whole sequence, so it kind of makes sense they wouldn't do that here. But I understand your feelings. Oh, so good to have my guns back. The factory is really good, I will admit. But you know, for me, it's the stronghold. The village has this sunset setting, which I think is really, really good. And you go into this Lycan stronghold, and I think the combat is at its peak in that area of the game. It's the perfect area design, and the Lycans are just pouring in, and I just think the design of that sequence is fucking amazing. And I don't know why, something about sunset settings in horror games really appeal to me. Like, it gives the proceedings color, but it still feels sinister. You know, like, time's running out. I've always liked sunset in horror games. When I think about Bloodborne, I think about sweet. When I think about Bloodborne, I think about the fucking sunset at the beginning, looking over the cliff in Yharnam and seeing that beautiful, brilliantly red sun. Shit. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I really like that you get this whole part of the village during the sunset. And then get this fight with the Lycans and the building coming at you, and then cap that off with this fucking awesome boss fight with the Lycan chief that you saw in the main game that you couldn't fight from the beginning, and it just felt really cool. But the factory is really good too. The factory felt like it was straight out ripped out of Resident Evil 1. Like, it felt like a classic Umbrella Lab. Which was the point, really. And then, you know, the different levels of the elevator, the kind of, like, fucking cobbled together monstrosities. Yeah. Even though, unfortunately, that so very rarely happens. Like, Evil Within 2, and this game are the only ones I can really think of that does that. This game with the Village Hub. It's just a lot harder to effectively do horror in an open area, but it's worth it. Yeah, I agree. That was good. Okay, now I can come back here. Yeah, true. I wonder how they're going to do time of day for RE9. Because we've seen parts with Grace during the day, then we've seen parts at night. So is it going to have a time of day changing throughout, or is it going to be fixed? That could help. Well, actually, no, never mind. We know that at the very least it's going to have daytime during Raccoon City because we've seen it with the sun out. I forgot about that. So yeah, we're going to have shifting time of day. Even if it's not like a dynamic clock, I still like changing timelines more than static ones. You know what I mean? I would rather have a few timelines than just one static time of day. Yeah, and I actually liked how they did that. Because they actually greatly improved the time in RE4. In the original game, it was daytime at the very beginning, and then early on it goes to nighttime, that's it. And then it's sun up. They actually have a lot more day-night cycle in the remake. They have, it starts out dark before the sun comes up. We are walking through the woods. Then you see the fresh morning sun. Then it transitions to noon. And then in chapter 3, it goes sunset. That whole chapter is a sunset. It's beautiful. And then you get nighttime. And once again, I thought that was a great choice. Yeah, I can see that. But at the same time, with them having open hubs, maybe a more dynamic time would make sense. You know what I mean? I will have to see. I'm gonna try to go into RE9 pretty much blind. I'm okay seeing some gameplay stuff. That doesn't ruin it for me. If anything, it gets me excited. Seeing all the gameplay of Leon makes me want to play more, but I don't want any story spoilers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Days Gone also does that well. Because at nighttime, the freakers are out a lot more. It changes the dynamic in the world and when you go and do the hideouts. Because the hideouts are less defended.
Does this look familiar to you? Ah, Miss Angie. Just adorable. Porcelain dolls are very popular, you know.
I actually hope that they have a merchant in RE4 for Leon at least. I feel like that's an important part of his
Please
gameplay.
do take a look at my new stock.
Oh, sweet. Improved grip. Oh, a stock for the shotgun. Oh, yeah! Yeah, I agree. Okay. Might as well.
Yes, I can see why you'd be interested in that.
Darkwood is scary, I agree.
Pay me no mind. Good day, then.
Nice. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. No, I agree. It is a very creepy game. I agree with you completely. Okay, water. Yep, there we go. I now can access that. Now that I have the loon key. Fuck, that's right. Yeah, it sucks that the team that made Darkwood just pretty much said, fuck it, we're not going to develop games anymore. They said it took too much time out of their lives. At least we're getting Darkwood 2, though. With another studio, and they gave them their blessing, so... At least we're getting another one. But yeah. Because, it just sucks. To see such a talented dev team. Like, yeah, we're not going to make games anymore. That actually makes me sad. Yeah, no, I understand. But it's like, if that was their first game, just the thought of what they could have done upsets me. You know what I mean? We need more shit like that in horror. It's like losing a great talent. It sucks. Like, I understand their reasoning. It's just like, it's like you see somebody release this amazing film, and it's like, dude, you gotta keep going. It would be like if Jordan Peele quit after Get Out. It'd be like, fuck, that's a shame. You know what I mean? Or if Spielberg quit after Jaws. We're like, come on, man, you're just now getting momentum, dude. But I understand, games take a lot more and they're doing it on a small budget. And it's not like Darkwood ever took off and was a huge success anyway. Like, it made a decent profit, but it's not like it's not like, oh, fuck you money. So, I understand. It is pretty hard, yeah. It is pretty long, yeah. I agree. Shit, there's a specific way to get back there, and I'm trying to... Yeah, it is really long. It is a great game, as I'm saying. And it is a bit of fuck, I can't talk. It is a bit of an anomaly. Most horror games are on the shorter side. I'm thinking RE9 is probably going to be on the longer side, too. Yeah, definitely that is true. Maybe after I get finished replaying the Resident Evil games, I'll play that or something else to keep me tidied over. I don't want to go straight from old Resident Evil to new Resident Evil because I'll get burned out. So I'm trying to marathon Resident Evil right now, finish the rest of the game so I can have a few weeks without any Resident Evil. You know what I mean? Because if I'm just like playing Resident Evil and then like I'm just like doing it right up into the fucking lead into 9, there's a chance I could get burnt out. Even if 9 is amazing. I don't want that to happen. I need some space between the games. So I'm trying to spend the next week or so playing Resident Evil now. Because after this, I just have the 4 remakes. And then that way I'll have like a month or so without any Resident Evil. That way the games will still be in my mind. But it won't be like I just played it, so I'm worn out. So that's why I've been playing Resident Evil so much, to try and get that out of the way. Because it's still like 40-ish some days. If I take the next like 10 or so days and I finish the rest of them, I'll have like a month between it. I think that's a fair break. Shit, there's a specific way you have to go to get here. Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. I think it's here. Yep. Oh, what's up, bro? Yeah, body horror kind of fucks with me. I agree. That's why, like, Scorn is really disturbing to me. And it's actually a shame that the rest of that game wasn't up to snuff. That game had a fucking amazing universe and horror, and like the shit in that game made my skin crawl. But like the actual gameplay was kind of ass. I mean, it wasn't a deal breaker. It wasn't like the game forced a shit ton of like shooting and stuff on you. But, you know, it didn't live up to its premise. And they actually, despite the game being delayed a lot, they actually had to cut a lot of content. Like, you were originally going to be able to, later on in the game, you know how, like, you get tied up to that fucking brain machine, you're going to be able to take over other creatures and use their abilities. I'm like, wow, that actually sounds like that could have been really cool from a gameplay perspective. And given the game much needed, what we needed, like, that actually sounds really cool. You know what I mean? Like, if we fucking got more of that, like, that could have been cool. It's like they cut out some of the cool part. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then the combat was just really bare bones. Which I hated. I would have rather them not do any combat than what they ended up doing. That would have been better to me. If they had just said, okay, we're going to focus on the atmosphere. It felt like they had combat just to say we have combat in this. I don't like that at all. So they either should have significantly bumped up the actual fucking combat, or they should have removed it entirely. But I do also know that it was made on a small budget by a first-time dev studio. So I can say that, you know. And what they did, like, graphically with the world was really impressive. It was made with a very small budget, and they did a lot with that budget. So I can't, you know, it's not like they were some AAA studio. They were doing a lot with a little, so I hope they get around to making another game, because I feel like they could do it justice, you know? Here we go. Like, if they did a sequel to Scorned, well, you know, more like a spiritual sequel, I feel like you could really knock it out of the park. And I hope that even if they don't do a Scorn 2, they keep making horror. They clearly have talent. They clearly have the vision, you know what I mean? Like, the atmosphere in Scorned is one of a kind. And that is the hardest part to come by anyway, you know what I mean? When it comes to making horror games, you have an eye for it, or you don't. There's a certain soul that the good horror games have that you just can't fake. And Scorn mechanically had issues, but it had that vision, that horror thing. So if anything, it would be easier to get the mechanics together than it would be to find something else with that vision. They had the vision, it's just the nuts and bolts that need tightening. So a sequel would be perfect for that, or just continue that type of game in a different universe. Yeah, actually, I'm stoked for that. The knock, yeah. I'm assuming it's basically going to be his version of fucking Silent Hills. I was getting big PT vibes from that trailer. And, I mean, he's already dipped his toes in horror with Death Stranding anyway. Death Stranding 1 and 2 both have a heavy horror moments. They're horror adjacent. You know what I mean? So. Okay, I gotta come back here. No biggie. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there actually is some scary shit in Death Stranding 1 and 2. So you could definitely tell he was wetting his beak. And I don't, it'll probably be decades for it. Well, not decades. I'm just kidding. It'll be ages before we see it, but Pheasant looks fucking awesome. It's like, he's going back to, Metal Gear. He's deliberately said that Pheasant is his, you know, successor to Metal Gear. For people who still want it, but it's like Cyberpunk. It's like in the far, far future. And I think that's really cool. And the early behind-the-scenes tech stuff he showed, like the faces, look fucking insane. Like, it looks really fucking impressive. Of course, the knock looks great, too. The faces, man, look insane.
Ah, yes, yes.
But Kojima's always pushed text.
Food is life.
Yeah.
You'll be slaughtering things in droves. Your point. I saw you eyeing that one. Till next we meet.
Hold on.
Wish to make a purchase? Delighted to. Thank you for your patronage.
Because when you fucking go back to the manor, there's some serious boss fight here. I need to up my game. Yeah. I mean, I think Hideo Kojima, if you actually look, I think all of his shit, he's had horror elements in every one of his games. You know? Even before, like the Metal Gear game Psycho Mantis, that's literally you like play creepy fucking choir music. You're sitting there, what the fuck is going on? Then your chick, you fucking Meryl's possessed. You know, fucking Metal Gear Solid 2 as Vamp, who's just straight up vampire. And like pops up and just kills people in a scene straight out of a fucking horror movie. Metal Gear Solid 3 is the fucking Sorrow. So like he's dabbled in horror for a long time. And I think that it's there. You know, I think he will crush it. I just like it doesn't. We know what the gameplay will be. We didn't have a lot to go on. And I'm just hoping that, like, it has full-on gameplay. Because, like, I mean, I'll play it regardless because I trust Hideo Kojima, but I don't want it to be like an Outlast-type game where there's no combat, where you're hiding. I'm tired of those type of games. I want it to be a full survival horror with guns and shit. You know what I mean? And we didn't really see any of that, but that was just a look. That could just be the prologue. We don't even know if that chick, I think her name is Sophia Lillis. She's a real actor. She was in It. As Beverly. We don't even know she's the main character. She could just be like the start, you know? How they, in classic horror, they had that character that gets killed off screen. Or at the beginning of the game, like, oh shit, the first victim, it could be her. Like, we really don't know. You know what I mean? Like, when we saw the beginning trailer for Death Stranding, it didn't tell us what the gameplay was going to be like. It gave us a taste of the story, but we had no idea that it would be delivering all that shit that it was. So, we really don't know what the gameplay is going to be like. That could just be the start of the game. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions. And, like, with Fizzant, we have room for speculation. Because he said it's a Metal Gear successor. So, like, okay, we clearly know that it's going to follow up on these concepts. With OD, there's no reference point, so we just don't know. He's never done a game like this. But oh, that's cool. Because I have total faith, though. I love Kojima so much that I'm sure whatever he does will crush it. I don't think he's ever made a bad game. Like, Kojima, in my opinion, I've got 100% faith he's going to nail it. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to add that to my list of games to play as well. Yeah, no, I agree. You can fight back some. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Clock Tower 3 where you can knock over shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, even if it's like an Outlast type game, I'm sure he'll still make it scary as fuck and enjoyable and have unique gameplay. I can't see him doing any type of game that doesn't have good gameplay, you know what I mean? Even if there's not like, even if there's not like, full gunplay per se, you know he's going to have some kind of gameplay in there, so I'm sure whatever it is will be good. I just hope we have like full-on guns and shit. Because that was the plan for for Silent Hills. You know, Kojima clarified before it got canceled that he's like, no, PT is just a short thing. It's like, Silent Hills is going to have Silent Hill gameplay. So he was always going to do a fucking horror game with guns and shooting, like survival horror. It just didn't get the chance. PT was always meant to be more of a thing, whereas Silent Hills was going to have the standard gameplay that you expect.
So we'll just have to see, but I have faith. I know Fizzant is so far off that it's probably going to be a PS6 game, honestly. As for OD, I have no idea how far along that is in production, because he's been working on that for some time. So we might get OD in the next couple years. But with him, he's so ambitious and he delays stuff a lot, so we don't know. Honestly, probably a while before we get another game. I hope that, I know they only did director's cut, for, Death Stranding 1. I know that they only did the DLC for Death Stranding 1 because they were doing a PS5 version. They wanted to add new content. But I genuinely hope that they do a DLC for Death Stranding 2. Like a director's cut for that, or call it whatever, add new content, because I just love Death Stranding 2 so much. And the thought of them adding more stuff to it and more mechanics, just fucking amazing, because it's already great. And I would be so sick. It would be sick. And at this point, it would just, like, Death Stranding 2 deserves the DLC. It really does. It doesn't even have to be a next follow-up. Like, you could give us a DLC playing as Lou. Or, like a side mission. I just want more. Yeah. Shit. I just, it's not like it needs DLC. The game is fucking huge. The game is fucking huge. Yeah, that's weird. It's not like Death Stranding 2 needs DLC. The game is fucking huge. It has a ton of content. It's probably Kojima's biggest game. But I love it so much that I just want more. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love it so much that I just want all I can get. Yeah, they probably will. And PC. They've still got to do a PC port. So they could see that as an excuse to add it. Director's cut and add new content. You know what I mean? I can see that. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait to come back here and fight this guy. He's a really hard optional boss. So I'll just come back. I almost wasted too much ammo. No big deal. I already have spoils to come back to. The treasure. It also seems like Resident Evil... what am I saying? It also seems like Silent Hill 2 is going to get the full Born from a Wish DLC, but like a full DLC. The actors for James and Maria, or Mary, in the remake have already said they're back in the studio recording. And that's why it's taken so long, because they're making it into a full DLC. The original Born from a Wish was under an hour. It was just a tiny hand-in, so they're trying to... It looks like they're going to make it into a full expansion, which I'm excited for. Yeah. Well, they're remaking Silent Hill 1 first. Bloober's remaking Silent Hill 1, and then I'm pretty sure they're going to remake 3. and it makes sense. You know, with Silent Hill 2, it's standalone. You know what I mean? You don't need to play the other Silent Hills. With 3, you really need to play Silent Hill 1 to understand.
Naturally.
So it seems like they
Food is life.
it seems like they remade Silent Hill 2 because it was the most popular one. And like, if this goes well, we'll do the other ones. And now they're doing 1, and then they're gonna finish off with 3.
You will part with this? No, I'm more than happy to purchase it.
Okay, does he have anything I can cook? No. I gotta wait for some of that.
Pay me
Yeah.
no mind.
Well, I'm pretty sure the plan is to remake Silent Hill 1 first. That's currently being remade. Like, it's announced. It's fully coming. The Bloober team, the same team behind RE2, Silent Hill 2 remake is doing a Silent Hill 1 remake. And from what I've heard, it's coming sooner than we think. It's been in development for a couple years. They didn't just start, from what I gather from the rumor mill, they didn't just start working on Silent Hill 1 remake. It's been in development concurrently a lot with Silent Hill 2 remake. So we might actually get Silent Hill 1 remake this year or next year, which would be insane. Like, if they fucking drop a Silent Hill 1 remake this year and it's good, that would be fucking amazing. You have Silent Hill 2 in 2024, F in 25, 1 in 2026. Like, shit, that would be insane. Yeah, they could, yeah. And it's been about 2 years now since Silent Hill 2 remake came out, and they've been developing it for years, and they've already been in development for 3 or 4 years now. And they're going to use the same engine and all that, so I don't think it would take them as long as it did to make Silent Hill 2 remake. You know what I mean? Like, they literally just need to take the formula from 2 remake and put it in the first game. Behind the back, gameplay upgrades, all that. So, like, they already have the engine, they already have the formula. So I think the remake of 1 is going to come out a lot quicker than people think. Yeah, 2 remake? Yeah. It's so good, dude. So fucking good. Okay, that's all for right now.
A
See.
good deal, if I say so myself.
Water wheel weapon. Yeah. Yeah, I know you love Silent Hill 2. And I'm telling you, you will love the remake. It's fucking amazing. Ah, shit. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of the things is like Resident Evil 7 wasn't just an important game for Resident Evil. It was an important game for horror as a whole, because I would say that the massive success of RE7 and the fact that it was a horror game being a horror game is what helped spark this renewed renaissance in horror games in the industry. And you wouldn't have gotten the Resident Evil 2 remake or the remakes without the success of 7. As everything rested on that, they were going to quit the series if 7 didn't do well. and it used the engine that 7 made. And you could know that with Silent Hill 2 Remake, they clearly took inspiration from the Resident Evil remakes. I mean, which they should. That was like the gold standard for how you do that. So, like, it was a turning point for horror games, you know, in general. Yeah, you like that, you piece of shit? Oh, I killed it. Oh, thank God. Fuck you. Sure they did, yeah. Well, indie horror, did absolutely keep things alive. I agree with you. But indie horror is also what led to the, thing we were talking about in horror where horror games, you don't fight the enemies, because Amnesia created a huge resurgence in indie horror. That was the game that did that, The Dark Descent, and that was one of those games. And then Five Nights at Freddy also did it, so, like, yeah, it helped keep horror alive, but it also kind of moved horror games into a trend that I didn't really like. Like, it was horror games that had the whole, you can't fight back kind of thing, you know what I mean? Oh, sweet, the grenade launcher. Fuck yeah. I hear those fuckers. Okay, it's freaking me out slightly that I haven't actually seen him yet. Yeah. Yeah. After RE7 took off, we got a bunch of indie games that followed suit, like classic RE games. Elise is a really good one, too. Alyssa. Really good. Almost like a retro PS1 game, you know what I mean? Crow Country? Yes! Oh my god. And you still haven't played Crow Country. That makes me so sad. Crow Country's fucking amazing. There's actually quite a few things in that game I'd love to talk to you about. But I can't without spoiling it. Like, there's some really cool shit in that game. Oh, there they are. Fuck you! And fuck you! Yeah, I need to play Dread Out. I've heard good things, but I haven't got a chance to play it. Add to the list of shit I can't fucking afford. Yeah. Oh, yeah! Oh, shit, that's right. I can't wait for the Fatal Frame 2 remake. That looks fucking sick! Right? Yeah, we're getting good horror games regularly. I agree. Or fuck, who would have ever thought we would be getting a fucking Alien Isolation sequel? That wasn't on my fucking bingo card. I mean, it's still a couple years out. But fuck yeah, I never thought that was coming. That's gonna be so fucking good. I lost my shit when they announced it. I was like, no fucking way! Photo of a rare animal. That was not on my fucking bingo card. Yeah. People think of horror as this narrow thing. But the truth is, it's not. It's a very, very, very wide genre with almost like a ton of mini genres in it. There's so many different schools of horror that are totally different, you know? Like, if you compare, like, zombie movies to, like, Scream, they're technically horror. They could not be more different. Like, horror's a lot like anime. It has a lot more variation than people think. People who think that it doesn't are just used to consuming, people who think that horror is just one thing are used to consuming the one type. It's like anime, where everybody, you know, is used to fucking, showing. And so they think that's all the horror is, or anime is. Not, you know, like a shit ton of stuff. Like, well, I like a more grounded stuff. There exists anime for you, I assure you. Where, you know what I mean? Where it gets pigeonholed. That's what I mean, exactly. And I feel horror is the same. Where people think horror is just like this one thing, and it's not. It's so, like, it's a multitude. One second, I'll be right back. I have to put my phone on the charger. And then get my drink. Horror is incredibly flexible, I agree. And that's not even taking into account period pieces. Because you have modern day horror, you have medieval horror, you have, you know, old timey horror, you got body horror, thrillers, which it might be hard depending on how you look at it, where it's like, you know, like there's definitely some overlap where it's like, somebody breaking in the house trying to murder you with a knife. Like they're slashers, gore porn for people who like it. I'm not big into gore porn, but I know people like Emily who are into gore porn. The gore, the better, splatterfests. You have horror comedies like Evil Dead. Uh, it is a huge, huge genre. I'll be right back. Hell, we even yeah, I agree. Uh, uh, Hell, even different like regional cultural things became almost like its own genre. Like Italian horror, fucking Dario Argento became like its own genre. Japanese horror with like evil little girls, like The Ring and The Grudge. That's like its own fucking became its own genre, like evil little girl horror.
Mother Miranda, if it's for you, I'd do anything.
I'll just be taking this.
Wait, what are you doing with Mother's special child?
She's not hers.
Oh, you have something to say?
What do you mean, Mother's special child?
Mother wants her baby back.
Don't screw with me!
Wait, please. If you take it, then the others will laugh at me. But if I do better than them.
What do I care?
Wait, just a little longer, please.
What's so funny?
You're stupid. You talk too much. It's all over. I plugged the way in.
What do you...
This is my territory. And I won't let you leave.
Shit. Damn freak.
Yeah, the fucking,
How do I get out of here?
I didn't see the original Japanese Grudge, but I will say this, the Sam Raimi Grudge scared the shit out of me. I remember playing the original, watching the original movie with my family. And in the beginning of the movie, when she goes up in the attic and turns the light and sees her there, me and my sister both audibly fucking screamed, ah! The Sam Raimi Grudge is honestly one of the few American remakes that's just as good as the original, in my opinion. Because he didn't just try to copy it word for word. And Sam Raimi actually knows what he's fucking doing. And The Ring. But they actually got the director. It's just our sensibilities, really. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just different ways of doing it. He didn't just try to copy it. That's why the American Grudge is good. First one, anyway. I kind of like the 7 day thing, honestly, the ticking clock. But it's just up to your personal preference. Both the Ring and the Grudge American versions are actually considered to be good versions, unlike a lot of other, you know. A lot of the time they do an American version and it blows. Like that's just a different angle. Even the director of the original Ring, he liked the American version too. I mean, I don't think he preferred it to his, but he actually said he watched the American version. He's like, I actually like this. So, yeah. Yeah. So, you know you did a good job if the original guy likes your shit. Whereas the overwhelming majority of Eastern to Western shit adaptations normally sucks ass. So, The Grudge, The Western Grudge, and The Western Ring are actually good adaptations. You may not like the original more. Yeah, but see, that's also a type of horror because it's the ticking of the clock. You know what I mean? It's a different type of horror. Yeah, you know it's coming, but that's the thing. You know it's coming. The characters know it's coming. They feel their lives ticking out. It's a different type of horror. And I think that's why the American version is good. Because they didn't just try to redo the original and it would have been the same thing but worse. I think if they had just tried to do the original movie over again in the West, it would have sucked. Yeah. And then you get cases where you have the adaptation actually surpass it. Like The Departed. A lot of people don't know that The Departed is actually adapted from a Japanese movie called Infernal Affairs. And Departed is actually better than the source material. And honestly, kind of fucking rules. Ah, shit. Fuck. And The Departed is one of the best fucking movies ever made. Even the director of the original movie was like, fuck, this is good. And liked Scorsese. But it's fucking Scorsese, so... Arguably one of my favorite directors. Yeah, of course you do. You're biased towards Japanese shit, Rhea. And they sullied the fucking Infernal Affairs by making 2 completely unnecessary fucking sequels. Whereas with The Departed, they were smart enough to do it and let it breathe, let it be over. I think Martin Scorsese is one of the all-time fucking greats, man. Fucking straight up, period. I don't think that man has ever made a bad movie. And he is fucking insanely prolific. And he never stops fucking working. Like, Martin Scorsese is in his fucking 70s, man, and he's still just pumping out movies. Good ones. Fucking Taxi Driver. King of Comedy. Um, Raging Bull. Cape Fear. Goodfellas, of course. Casino. God, I love Casino so much. Gangs, like, dude, man, like I said, Scorsese, man, makes so many great fucking movies. I don't think the music in the Western Grudge is shitty. I like the music. It's just a different type of horror. But I've always loved Sam Raimi, so... And honestly, in many movies, many horror movies, the music, if it's done right, can make the movie far better than it would be without any. Fucking, It Follows. The music in that is so fucking creepy. Nightmare on Elm Street. Friday the 13th. It's just a creative choice. And that's what I'm saying. I respect that they didn't just try to copy the original, but make it shittier. And you could tell that Sam Raimi actually appreciated The Grudge. He wasn't just somebody trying to cash in on a fucking paycheck. He actually liked the original movie, and it shows. You may not like the Western version as much, but you can't say it's a bad movie, and you can't say that it wasn't done with reference to the source material. Nowadays, you get an adaptation of something, and they just take a fucking chainsaw to it, and it sucks. It wasn't a bad movie. The fuck are you talking about? Sam Raimi's Grudge was fucking awesome. Yeah.
What was that?
That doesn't mean it's bad. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say it was 100% faithful. I said it was reverent to the source material. It was by somebody who knew the original, who liked the original. Yeah, they made changes. But it was done by somebody who understood the original movie. That is, you know, if you're going to do something like that, that's how it should be done. If you're going to make changes, it should be done with respect to the source material by somebody that likes it. Sam Raimi watched The Grudge. He liked it. He wanted to do the remake. So it was done by somebody that liked The Grudge. That's what I'm saying. You do not have to be reverent and do it blow for blow, Rhea. It still kept the central focus of what made The Grudge so good. It still felt like it was done by somebody that liked it. But at the end of the day, I guess it's just personal preference. Yeah, there's quite a bit of that in The Grudge, too. But, oh well, you don't like it.
research post or something? What the fuck are they doing here? Get off of me!
Stay the fuck down!
Ethan! I gotta say, I'm surprised you made it this far. It'd be a shame if something happened to you now.
Sure, Chris. Why not? You killed Mia. Now do me and finish the job.
Hey, Cap. I'm getting some serious motion readings out here. We should move on.
What kind of readings? What's moving?
Unknown, but my guess is we've been here too long, and Miranda knows it.
Hey, did you say Miranda? How are you involved?
Leave it alone, Ethan. You are out of your depth. What about the sample analysis?
It's definitely related to the mold.
Yeah, they actually tell him that in the game. But it actually makes sense. Because I will say in this one instance, it's actually not that bad. Because you can read notes that said that they knew that Miranda replaced Mia. They didn't know if they replaced Ethan. She could emulate people. So in Chris's defense, he genuinely didn't know if Ethan was Ethan or not, and anything he told him could have went to Miranda and ruined the whole thing. And then before they had a chance to get it figured out, all the shit happened. Because the plan was to take him to this facility. Take him to the facility, test him. And then they would have told him at the facility if they got tested. But their convoy got ambushed. So, in all fairness, Chris didn't really get a chance to talk to Ethan. They literally loaded him in the car. As they were driving in the car, they got swiped out from the back and cut off. So, I mean, you can poke plot holes, but it's not like Chris was just stupid. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know, and then before he had the chance to figure it out, everything went to shit. So, and they do call it out. They actually, one of his squad mates is like, yeah, you could have just been more forward. It's like, yeah, but I didn't, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like Chris is an idiot. Yeah. And honestly, I'm glad they didn't make Chris into a villain. I was afraid that's what they were trying to do, and that really pissed me off. I'm glad that was only just like a misunderstanding thing.
Shit! Stay back!
The exit's underwater. You're done.
I don't have time for this.
Miranda is already preparing.
Miranda sent you to slow me down? You're pathetic.
I don't know, I really like Resident Evil 8 overall. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I really do like it overall, and I think it is one of the better games in the series. It's in the upper echelons. And I think especially it is with Shadows of Rose. I think Shadows of Rose is fucking outstanding. To the point, I like Shadows of Rose so much that it elevates my appreciation of the whole package. It is honestly one of my favorite parts of Resident Evil, period. Like, it had me fucking floored. And I'm looking forward to playing that after I finish the game, because it's really reserved to be finished afterwards. I thought Shadows of Rose was fucking phenomenal.
The fuck is wrong with you?
And honestly, Shadow of Rose was them trying their hand at like psychological horror like Silent Hill. And that's what Shadows of Rose felt like. Hold on. I can't see all your comments and my phone is charging.
What am I supposed to do? He said the exit's underwater.
But yeah, Shadows of Rose is one of my favorite pieces. It's one of my favorite pieces of me and the entire series. I think it's fucking phenomenal. They tried their hands at like a Silent Hill kind of psychological horror. They get into Rose's head and her fears and her shit, and it was fantastic.
If I can drain the water. Shit, there's no power.
Ah, yes, yes. And buy it I will.
Like, without Shadows of Rose, I would give RE8 like A rank, A tier. It's good, but I didn't like it as much as 7. With Shadows of Rose, I would put 8 into the S tier. Shadow of Rose is so fucking good. Like, legitimately, if they made a full game like Shadows of Rose, it would be my favorite RE game.
Have a wonderful adventure.
Damn it. Alright, I hope you have a great night, Rhea.
I'm looking at fish food. It stinks.
Oh shit, that's my bad. Ah, okay. Okay, gotcha. Ah, fuck. I was slightly too slow in the update. Oh my god, you get. There we go.
Caught myself a big one. Need to get out of here! Okay. Got it.
If it's just looking, window shop away. I saw you eyeing that one. This is all an investment. Good day, then.
Fuck yeah.
I guess I gotta do
Watch this!
Ugh.
In death as he was in life. Disgusting. The exit's up ahead.
You're better off than I thought.
Who's that?
Oh, come on. We just met a while back, not that it really matters.
You're the last asshole in my way, aren't you?
You've got fight. I'll give you that, Ethan. But what's the plan when you have all 4 flasks?
What are you trying to get at?
I could lend you a hand.
Trying to get on my good side?
Now don't get cocky. I'd kill you if you weren't worth the trouble. There's a stronghold not too far outside the village. Go there and get my flask. Do that, and you pass. First, head back to the graveyard.
Self-centered prick.
I'll be right back. Perfect. I'm gonna end this part here. I'll be back.